Question 246 to the Secretary of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation.
Secretary Burris.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. As it relates to the Tobago Tourism Agency Limited, can the Secretary indicate what is the status of the promised recruitment of the substantive CEO? Madam Presiding Officer, the process to recruit a substantive CEO for the Tobago Tourism Agency Limited is currently ongoing. Thank you.
Follow-up, Assemblyman Burris.
Madam Presiding Officer, the previous CEO demitted office in and around 2022. We are in 2024.
Question, Assemblyman Burris.
The question is, why for such a serious and important agency which speaks to the heart and beat and the essence of Tobago, our tourism, why is it taking over 2 years to appoint a substantive CEO? Why?
Secretary Burris.
Madam Presiding Officer, unfortunately, we have been experiencing challenges in getting a best fit candidate for the position. Very much unlike other mature tourism destinations, Tobago does not offer a competitive compensation for a position such as CEO of the Tobago Tourism Agency Limited. At this time, the board is in the process of engaging an HR consultant for us to go back out for a CEO, and it is our hope that this time we will get someone who is able to take the helm at the agency. Thank you.
Follow-up, Assemblyman Burris.
Madam Presiding Officer, and the comparison is clear. How is it that a PNM administration...
Leader of Assembly Business.
Relax yourself now.
Minority Leader.
How is it that a PNM administration was able to recruit the caliber of a Louis Lewis, who is now back in St.
Assemblyman
Lucia,
Burris, can I have the question, please?
The question is, how is it that the PNM could have found a credible candidate and you cannot?
Madam Presiding Officer, unfortunately, the Secretary is not responsible for the recruitment process. That is one. Two, Mr. Louis Lewis was appointed in 2017 or 2018, thereabouts. We have lived through an entire pandemic. Everything has gone up. And certainly to attract tourism professionals of caliber, Tobago must be able to pay according to market rate. But with our decreased allocation, cuts in development budget, cuts all over, Madam Presiding Officer, we unfortunately cannot attract the kind of talent and pay them what is required to keep them on the island. Once again, the process is ongoing. I trust that the board will do its due diligence to ensure that we get a suitable candidate to fill the role. In the interim, we have a CEO sitting in the chair. The agency is not without leadership. The person who is the current interim CEO has a long-standing career in the tourism sector. She worked at the division under every single Secretary of Tourism that has sat in that chair in the last 21 years. She is eminently qualified to hold the fort until such time as the process is completed. Thank you.
Final follow-up, my Assemblyman Burris.
Well, if the interim is so qualified as the
question, Assemblyman Burris.
If the interim is so qualified, how come she's not just the CEO? Because we saw in EID cut you made the acting the CEO. How come she's not
question, the CEO? Assemblyman Burris.
This question is, if she's qualified, why not is she employed as the CEO, the substantive CEO?
Secretary Burris.
Madam Presiding Officer, I think I sat in this chamber just now when the minority raised a concern over the process to appoint someone who was acting as CEO in the position of CEO and questioned whether a process took place. Here is he now asking if the same thing cannot be done. I think the minority leader needs to pick his battles wisely and ensure that what he wants to ask is what he really wants an answer for. At this time, as I will repeat, the process is ongoing. We will do what we have to do to get a substantive CEO. The agency remains under committed, qualified leadership in the interim until that process is completed. Thank you.